Refereeing's like a bit different to playing. I always felt when I played, I had to go out and do something. So I'd go out there and, make your tackles, make line breaks, create stuff. Whereas refereeing's, I've always found different. Like, I don't actually have to do anything.
Yeah, right.
Go out there and watch.
Yeah, okay.
And if I think someone's done something right or wrong, is when you come in. So never really got nervous.
G'day folks, welcome back to another Sauna Sessions with Shay. I've got my cousin in the barrel sauna today, Damon Murphy. How are you, mate?
Yeah, very well.
Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for taking time out to come and enjoy the Deluxe experience. I call it the Deluxe experience. We did the breath work, the ice bath, and straight into the sauna. How did you find that experience, mate?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Good. So, very good.
You're saying in the breath work, you felt like you had two hearts going on.
Yeah, it was a bit of a weird feeling across the chest. I felt like I had two hearts, which is a bit strange.
I've never heard it that way, but that's cool. Like things are sort of moving and pumping.
Yeah.
Like
good. That's a good sign. Things are moving and pumping. So.
And mate, if it stops pumping, you're in trouble. Yeah. And you did pretty well in the ice bath too, mate.
Yeah. Ice baths are good.
Yeah.
Do ice baths regularly, so they're always a good addition. As you said, it makes you feel good.
Yep. Well, mate, the reason I wanted to get you on for a chat is you're doing a heap of shit. You're selling biltong. You're doing your mortgage broking.
Mortgage broking, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, do you still own F45s?
Yeah, they've just changed over to the gyms.
Okay. All right. Do you own a couple of them?
Yeah.
All right. And then you're reffing on top of that.
Yeah.
All right. Where do you find time just to sit down and have a cup of coffee?
Well, if you ask my wife all the time, That's a good question. Mainly on planes.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Now, mate, before we get into everything, could you do the honorary ladling of the first ladle of water just for all the punters at home, just to let them know that we're actually in a live sauna. It's running. It's active. It's an active volcano in here. Yeah. And also, mate, we've got 5 questions just for an icebreaker, just to get us out of the blocks. Mate, black jelly beans, yes or no?
Yes.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No.
No, it's a no. Why not?
Yeah, just you don't mix sweet and savoury.
Look, I went to a stage where as kids, all we ate was
pineapple guy. Remember?
We used to fight over it.
Yeah.
It was the meat lovers and it was the pineapple. I was like, fuck that. I just want that. And then I got to a stage, I think he just wake up one day and go, hot pineapple on pizza? That's just
You're
dumb.
a carnivore now, though, aren't you, as well?
Yeah, it's hot pineapple shit, eh? Right, talking about plane flights, mate. You're on an 18-hour flight from Brisbane to South Africa. First class and economy are all booked up. Do you book the aisle, middle, or window seat in economy?
Aisle.
Always
aisle.
Okay.
It's in my preferences.
You got to get out?
Got to get out.
I'm the same, mate.
Got to get out.
Yeah. Look, because I'm 6'4", if I'm in a corner, basically my head's like this.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm not saying shit. Yeah.
Aisle.
But you want to be able to escape.
You just want the flexibility to be able to do whatever you want whenever you need to, right?
Yeah. Have you ever been stuck in the middle of two rather large...
Yeah, I have, and it's not good. But because we do so much flying now, the preferences are set to aisle.
Yeah,
So we
do you do laps just to keep things moving?
A little bit, yeah.
Because if you're what's the longest flights are you doing?
I think the longest place to get to is Argentina.
Okay,
so that's a long one.
Is that one way or is it connecting flights?
Yeah, you got to go through Chile, and then Chile to Buenos Aires. I think that's one of the longest. South Africa's a long one.
Okay, but that's taking you
up north, London.
You're flying for a day just to get there. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you got to move. Fair enough. Right. Let's say last question, mate. You're driving on the highway at 100 clicks an hour. This is actually a Sarah question. She wanted to know this from me. And you look in your rearview mirror. You see a spider on the roof of the car that's bigger than your right hand. Do you A, just keep driving? B, hit the brakes and try and find a tree branch to coax it out? Or C, hit the brakes, exit the car, call RACQ and wave down a driver?
I actually try and drive faster than blow
That's D.
You do, yeah. Faster, flies off. Yeah, that's my...
It's actually happened to me too, mate. I was going for, the main exam you have in Year 12?
Yeah.
Is it Q?
Yeah.
Q.
It's changed so many times.
Whatever it is, yeah. I had a massive huntsman behind me, and I'm like, it was a 50-minute drive from Pete Nell's house, and so I stopped, and I had to because it's crawling to me closer, it's like just giving you the heebie-jeebies. So I had to pull over and try and deal with that. You're always trying to find a Chinese container, when you never find a Chinese container when you need one, but that was the one where you want to just get it in, and you don't want to splat it either. You want to we'll make sure it goes out and bird gets it or something. So, there you go. All right, mate. Well, we just learned something a little bit about you, but next time. If ever I'm over your way, I'll won't bring you a ham and pineapple pizza.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Well, mate, you've got so many feathers in your cap with what you're doing. What are you focusing mainly on at the moment? Like, is reffing taking up a lot of your time, or is it mortgage broking?
Yeah, I'd probably say the two day-to-day, the two would be the mortgage broking and refereeing.
Yeah.
I think with the gyms and the biltong, I've got other people helping that stuff. So me solely would be probably like, if you include travel on that, refereeing's like FIFO, fly in the game, fly out type stuff. So just like a 40-hour week, and then mortgage broking might be something similar. So
oh shit, okay,
yeah, it's good, keeps you busy.
And you got 2 kids on top of that to keep you busy as well.
Too.
Yeah,
and a wife, just. There we go.
Very tolerant wife.
Yeah, very tolerant. Exactly.
So how do you find juggling all these plates? Like, obviously you've there's no excuses for anyone really, is it?
No, I think it's got to be organised. Just comes down to being organised.
Yeah.
Just got to be organised. Scheduling.
Yeah.
Got to make sure everything goes into the calendar.
Yeah.
And then, I think that's the biggest thing. That's probably the biggest thing I've learned. All of it is just being organised. The more organised you are, the easier it is for everything, I think.
I think scheduling's huge, mate. And I think a lot of people don't do it very well at all.
No.
But it's just even like when I got up this morning, Alexa tells me what's on the schedule for the day.
Oh yeah.
And it's just, and it's so important. Like, I don't know if you saw it in the ice bath, we've got a massive one. Because I think I was talking before, I'm a visual guy.
Yeah.
Like, I need to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I can get a little bit lost or, lose focus. So, scheduling is huge. And I think you can actually do a million things, but as long as you know where you got to be at what time, and the loved ones around you are on the same page.
100%, yeah.
So is your wife, she's got the same schedule? She knows what she's,
It just wouldn't work if she didn't know. Like, I go as far as like, when the flights, what flight it is, where it's coming in, put all that in the calendar so they can see exactly where it is, so they can plan stuff. Otherwise, it's too hard to plan, right?
I think there's something about it just actually dumbifying it for people too.
Yeah.
Like over-explaining sometimes. So it's like, okay, there's no guesswork. It's like, this is, my flight gets in this time, you know where I'm going to be.
Correct.
Yeah. So no, scheduling, mate, there you go. So that's a big one that that keeps you, gets your time back.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And what's the, mate, so I did a little bit of stalking this morning. I checked out your Facebook page. I saw a clip of you and Dal playing rugby for brothers.
Yeah.
Throwing flick passes, behind the back passes.
Yeah.
70-metre cutout passes. I'm like, you've seen the video, obviously.
Which one?
But I'm like, did you have some kind of sixth sense with Dal on the field? When you
100%.
Yeah.
Just because we played so much in the backyard, and Ben was part of it.
Well, that was going to be my next question. Is like, did you attribute a lot of your skills to Ben Smith and
not Ben, Jason? Yeah. Ben had hands like feet. Yeah. Shay was the one that kind of did everything.
But there was always Dougie in the background, and I remember he was up on the deck, right? And there was always 2 ropes on your bloody bins, right? So he was like putting a wine bottle in, pulling a rope up, and he's saying, "Shay, that was a forward pass." So Doug, it wasn't a forward pass. He goes, "Oi, I saw the whole bloody thing, but my house, my rules." Doug was always like, and you can't argue with Doug.
The foreign ruler.
He was the godfather. He was always watching over, The
referee, the umpiring career.
But you guys, I remember even from a young age, like it was either you or Dal bowled me a flipper.
Yeah.
And I did a Mike Gatting. I didn't know what happened. So I was perplexed. It was like, I just got bowled, but I don't know how. Because I saw it come out of the hand, and it went the other way. And he was like 6. I was like, how's your hand big enough to do that?
It sounds like Dallin, not me.
Yeah,
if it was me, it would have been an accident. No, it sounds like Dal, but it's just because we spent so much time. And I think that's lost these days a little bit, like the amount of time that we spend in the backyard playing cricket.
Yep.
Playing rugby,
playing
Red Rover, playing everything. You just figure things out, right? You got to learn, and when you play against bigger kids and all that type of stuff, you got to learn quickly.
That's it. Yeah, yeah.
Things don't go your way.
Well, we love coming over your place just because that's all we did, wasn't it? We'd either jump in the pool, go for a swim, or you bloody playing cricket, footy, and it's just constantly moving. And come in for a bloody paddle pop at half time, and then straight back to it. Yeah. No mucking around. So, but that is like, it's kind of, it is a bit lost today, isn't it? Like where, I don't know, like back, and you were just talking to me before about how much you idolise your dad.
Yeah.
I idolise my dad too, because I didn't realise this till later in life that he was the captain of the footy team, and he was really good at cricket, and he just never talked about it.
100%.
But when you're 12 and 13, like, he's bowling balls at you that are fast, and he's showing you all these cricket techniques, and he's showing you how to flick past balls and all this sort of stuff. And if he came out from work, it didn't happen a lot, but he'd say, all right, boys, let's go out and throw the ball. You would drop everything and fucking go do that.
100%.
You know, and it was like, there's no iPad time. It's like, let's go out and do it. Yeah.
And there was none of that. Yeah. So I think that skill or that art is kind of lost these days.
But in saying that, though, there is still a lot of kids that, you know, I just feel like we're going to coax them a little bit more. Yeah. You know, and it's
a lot of private coaching as well.
Yeah.
Goes on and getting other people to do it.
That's it.
But I don't know. It just seems like people are busy these days too. I don't know if that's a thing or it's a made.
Is it all? Do we just say that we're busy?
Well, you say, you're probably right.
Everyone's just saying, I'm so busy. I'm so busy. Yeah. And so, and I think it keeps coming back to that scheduling and time. But it's also, I think it comes back to, it's just not a priority in some ways, you know?
Think about our parents. Like they grew up with, like, what's the name, nappies, like.
Yeah, cotton, telling. Yeah.
We had 5 kids.
With
like,
pins.
That's what my mum would have done. We just wash nappies, you know what I mean? We said time to do that, cook and stuff. Like, we've got disposable nappies. Like, so, right. So,
you're right. That's you almost needed 2 hills hoists just to cover all the bloody nappies. Crazy. So. All those bloody, you know. So I was just thinking that when I got out of nappies, mate, I think I was about 14 by the time I stopped wearing nappies. But, you know, because you remember you always gave shit to the. If there was a mattress out in the line, you'd always get the sibling shit because you knew they pissed the bed.
That was Ben.
That was Ben,
It was on the boob and it was full.
I think I stopped sleeping in between mum and dad once I was about 17 or something. You know, it's like, shit, here comes Shagan. He's twice the length of the bed, but righto, come on, in you come. Yeah. Wow, they were the days, mate. It's quite simple. But, mate, so refereeing is taking you all around the world?
Yep.
What's some have been the highlights, mate, of blowing the whistle?
Yeah, I think people get a bit like, oh, you don't really mean that, but it's actually like the people that you meet. Like,
yes,
it's incredible. It's incredible in that, like, I get sent from Australia to referee a test match to Argentina, and then there's referees over in Argentina that you meet. Yeah, and all of a sudden you've got all these people around the world. I could go anywhere in the world now almost. Yep. Which rugby's played around a lot of parts of the world and know someone or something like that. So it's actually the people you meet. Yeah. And then when you're there, because you're with them, they take you through all the cool places. Yeah. So you kind of bypass all this kind of like
touristy shit. Yeah.
And you get taken to all these cool places like in Argentina and, you know, these things, or you go to South Africa or you go to Wales or whatever. So it's actually the people that you meet and the people that you come across is actually the cool part that I found. Like the refereeing stuff is, you know, in front of the big crowds and all that type of stuff is an experience. Yep. But the people and the culture, and that's the thing that just blows my mind. Like I'll sit in Italy going, I can't believe someone's paying me to. Yeah,
wow. So you're always feeling grateful for the moment.
Yeah. So I think that's probably the biggest thing of all of it, I reckon.
It's funny you just saying that now. You asked me before, why am I doing this podcast? Yeah. It's pretty much the same answer. It's the people that you meet on this place, and just the stories that you hear. But are you that type of traveller too? Like, because some people are very regimented and it's like, we're going to go to the Colosseum and we're going to spend, to me, it was always the people that I met. Yeah. I'd sit in a coffee shop in Amsterdam.
Correct. Yeah.
And you're speaking to the owner and it's like, he tells you, how old do you think I am? And I said, I remember saying to one, like, you look about 35. He said, I'm 64 or something. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what's the secret to life? And you know what I mean? Those conversations are just are worth their weight in gold. Yeah. But you're getting to do that experience a lot. So what country? You're in Argentina, South Africa, New Zealand?
Been New Zealand, England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Spain, Japan.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Hong Kong, like
So you're well travelled. You're building up the frequent flyer miles, mate.
Yeah. Frequent flyers. Yeah.
Is that all year round, or is it just a seasonal?
No, it's kind of like all year round because the seasonal stuff, like there's test matches and there's Super Rugby.
Yep.
Super Rugby here is now winter.
Yeah.
And all the tests, like because up north or in England, is our opposite. So you'd be going up there when it's summer stuff. So it's kind of is all year round.
Yeah.
So it's just one big calendar.
Yeah, right.
Basically,
okay.
This is continuous.
Okay. So you're constantly on the plane. You're constantly traveling.
Yeah.
And mate, what was the impetus to get into reffing? Because I remember seeing you play back in the day.
Yeah.
Now, would it be fair to say you're a bit lippy?
Yeah.
And would it be fair to say that in some ways you probably knew the rules better than the actual refs themselves?
Yeah. So, I thought I did. Well, yeah. But it's actually funny because I didn't actually, they approached me, Rugby Australia, and actually said no first, 2 or 3 times.
Right.
And then I just had a moment. Some say weakness, some say strength, depends who you ask. And then next thing you know, I'm refereeing, and then I just went from doing Colts 3, which is like under 17, 18 stuff, and then just went all the way up. And
that happened pretty quickly too, didn't it?
It was pretty quick. It was kind of started, I think, in 2016, and then by the time 2018 rolled around, or something, 2019, I was doing Super Rugby, so it kind of happened pretty quickly.
Do you think ex-players make the best refs? I feel like they do.
Yeah.
But, it's a big part of the game, be playing it. It's... Yeah. What's your take on that?
Yeah, well, there's some of the best referees are ex-players, but there's also some guys that have been life referees and just get it too. So it's a hard one. It's kind of it is a mix. It's like anything. I think ex-players, I think it's easier to learn the laws of the game as an ex-player when you've already got the game understanding, whereas the referees that grow up learn the laws, but you've got to learn the game. So essentially they don't play much. Yep. So I think it's easier for an ex-player to kind of transition refereeing at a higher level than it is the other way. But I would say it would be, much just once you get to that very top level, guys who've been refereeing their whole life. They just miss referees in the world, they just know it.
Because the thing is, I've been watching rugby my whole life. I can't tell you all the rules of rugby. Yes, and rugby league, I can probably 95% know better. Yeah. And it's just because the rules, but there's so many rules in rugby. There'd be so many more rules in rugby union. Yeah.
And there's more grey.
Yeah.
Grey. Yeah. So there's way more grey. Rugby league's black and white and referee.
Yep.
Rugby union's more interpretation. Yeah. Which makes it at times more difficult to
sure. And so you're just going off your instincts. And it's
basically,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Depends who you ask. Some people say I make stuff up too. So,
what's been some of your most nervous moments reffing? What has been some of the ones you go oh shit, or just even before you ran out the paddock and you hear you Eden Park, and
It's funny because it's refereeing's a bit different to playing. I always felt when I played, I had to go out and do something. So you go out there and make your tackles, make line breaks, create stuff. Whereas refereeing's, I've always found different. I don't actually have to do anything. Go out there and watch.
Yeah, okay.
And if I think someone's done something right or wrong, is when you come in. So never really got nervous before a game or during a game.
Yeah, well.
But then I think the social media and stuff is the post-game, depending on who wins, type of stuff is probably more full on than I've ever expected. So I shoot the higher level. Yep. We get I would get if I do an international or some rugby game, it would not be uncommon for me to get messages, social media, as far as death threats.
Wow.
And some things.
Wow.
And then others guys just climbing into or you had a shit game and
just trolls. Yeah.
Some bloke in Spain trying to translate English and telling you, you've got a big dick. I'm So
you obviously that's just comes with the territory that
and you put your social media on, mine's all private and stuff like that, but still still comes through. It's probably more the aftermath. It's probably the more I would say full on part of refereeing.
Yeah, okay.
But then
because if you have a really good game, no one says boo, do they?
No. Yeah.
Everyone's just oh, that was a good game.
Yeah.
But then if there's one decision that turned a game, and it's because the ref made the wrong decision, everyone wants blood, don't they?
Correct. Yeah. And then you watch it from an unbiased point of view, and you go, well, the score was 34-30, but no one's talking about the 16 missed tackles at the team.
Right. Yeah.
All the mistakes they made.
They're just focusing on that. Yeah.
So it's an interesting way. It's definitely made me a better person, a more balanced person, a more neutral person and like.
So what's your mindset when someone tells you to go kill yourself? Like, did you build this resilience knowing that? Yeah.
Definitely resilience. Like, I think you kind of, now, being the age I am and going through what I've gone through, like, when I first got, it was quite confronting. You're like, fucking hell, like,
yes.
But then kind of you're like going, there's one, bigger things in the world than a game of rugby.
For sure.
Two, this person's obviously got bigger things going there.
Yeah.
Rugby.
Yep.
Two, to be able to send messages like that. So
you start to feel sorry for the person on the other end of the.
But you become quite resilient as a person because it's quite a negative.
Oh, for sure.
Negative environment. You know, you can go. You can give me constructive criticism because you're so used to getting feedback and constructive feedback or any type of feedback, really.
Yep. Who's giving you the feedback generally? Like, your peers, your other reps?
Yeah, so other peers, there is a big structure and a hierarchy that most people aren't aware of. So like in, say, Super Rugby in Australia, there are 4 selectors that sit on a panel.
Okay.
And then you have a coach as well that kind of coaches the referees. But like, if I referee a game on Saturday, I have to review Sunday stuff, cut everything up, so all the penalties, all the scrums, all the line-outs, everything like that. And then we have a discussion. Yeah. And then me and the coach figure out what's important. And then the selectors will then pick the game as well. And they'll do it. And then the coaches are allowed to put their input in too if they have clarity on stuff. So it actually takes up about 3 hours.
I was going to say, yeah. So there's a lot going on after the game. They're just breaking down.
Yeah. And by the time the Wednesday rolls around, into Thursday, then you're starting to go, okay, well, now I've got to do
a prep.
There's the Hurricanes versus Waratahs are going to start over for this game because it's this weekend. So it's more full on. There's a lot more moving parts to it than people think.
Yeah, for sure. So with your like, obviously you got to keep fit, mate. Yeah. Doing this. What's your exercise regime to outrun these footy players?
Yeah. It's more aerobics, just running. Because we have to, like, collision sport, you got to tackle, get up off the ground. There's none of that. So we're just running. So it's generally like 2 to 3 running sessions a week, which are done by S&C. Okay. So like there's an MAS session, I think they're called, which is like repeat speed. Yep. And then there's typically a longer run as well as part of that. And then it's generally 2 to 3 weight sessions plus the game. Okay. So that's all kind of, for me, it's all kind of catered and taken care of during the game. Show up. Yeah, right. Do it. Get it done. And I can go do, prep or, whatever else is happening during the week.
Is it, that's a massive fitness thing to be a ref. You're running a lot, aren't you? There's backwards and forwards on the line. Yeah. So there's, what's an age where a ref's like, okay, I'm starting to lose it. I can't keep up anymore.
It's actually an old man sport in that. Like, they reckon, the better refs are better with life experience as a year older. So I think most guys go to about 44, 45. Yeah, okay. Yep. But talking about the fitness stuff, it's actually funny. It's like the Wim Hof stuff we did. Like, there is the fitness part of it. It's actually also learning to, what I found was like learning to control my breath to be able to speak. Yeah, right. So you can speak as well. So it's learning things like Wim Hof is like, breath work and all that type of stuff. It's how you speak, because when I speak on camera, if I'm sitting there going, what's going on?
Someone's bench him. Yeah.
So as I talk in a Polish sense, everyone goes, that makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's a skill in itself, because the energy you're exuding by talking. Yeah. I remember the shows that we used to do. I used to hate the after the show because I had to go and talk to everyone. Yeah. And so you're spent already, but then you got to go mingle and socialise, and you're done. The amount of energy it takes to talk, that's a skill in itself, isn't it? To be able to talk. Yeah. And I've never even thought about that. Yeah. It's 79, 80 minutes into a game, or you're in overtime. I've never heard a ref go, right, so there's none of that going on. They're always controlled. Yeah. Yeah. So
and speaking what you say, the world can hear. You'll figure out what to say as well, which is another art I've found is like, especially me, like I probably like you a bit, like I like to swear and, a fair bit. So learning not to go, you can't do that. I can't. Can't do that.
Working with kids for 8 years, mate. I want to drop a C-bomb, but no. Little Stacey in the front row is going to tell Mum I can't do that. You feel like doing it sometimes, do they?
100%,
yeah, but it is eventually it just
100%.
Yeah, it just you can't get it. But I think there's something to be said. Like even as a ref, you can bring your own personality into the game.
Correct.
Aren't you? Yeah. And so that's where I think some refs do it a bit better than others, because there's a wittiness to their response sometimes. Correct. And that makes it actually a more entertaining game. Yeah.
People can feel connected, like it's all the stuff that you don't even think about. You're like, oh, he's a good ref. Yeah. Well, why? Why did he connect with you? You know what I mean? Or the way he spoke, or the way he interacted, treated the players, all that type of stuff. It's crazy that how much goes into it.
Oh, for sure, mate. Yeah. There you go. Well, no, you've got me thinking about a lot of things, mate. Because I've never ever heard a ref in any code that's out of breath.
Yeah.
Even in overtime.
Yeah.
And they've just learnt the skill. And obviously the top refs have learnt that.
Yeah.
But you're controlling your breath while speaking into a monitor, knowing that it's going around the world. And what comes out of your mouth will be, broadcast. Yeah. So you've got to put your sensor blinkers on. And it is a fine balance. Like it's a push and a pull, isn't it? Because obviously, you may have had a bad day.
100%.
It's like, I just want to tell this guy to stop freaking doing what he's doing, or he's off the like there must be players that agitate you as well.
100%. Because they come out of time, you feel like you're thinking, you're there and you're just like, just fuck off. Just like, I mean, shut out. You gotta go, yes. Okay. Yeah. Look, I'm watching that. Okay. Yeah.
I've actually noticed a few refs like lately, and this is NRL. But they kind of talk to the captains like they're children. It's like, my eyes are up here, mate. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, because they are, and to me, they've got every right to do so because the captain's been disrespectful, So it's like, I'm talking to you and I'm looking at you, show me the same respect back.
100%.
And so that must infuriate you. Like, you probably obviously get captains that are just, or, just even players that are just always on your tail.
100%. Yeah. I think the way that I think in rugby, there's always been this underpinned, there's a higher level of respect. I think the way that people speak. It's certainly not as bad as some of the NRL stuff, but it is that balance of making sure that you're respected and you're also respecting them.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't say something dismissive to the captain who gets him.
That's it.
His skin up as well.
So. Yeah, most definitely. Now, mate, you've been doing the biltong stuff too. Or how many years have you been doing bareback biltong?
It's like 7 years now.
7 years.
So
it's good stuff too. Everyone jump online, check out bareback biltong because Dal sent me a couple of sample packs and it's like this, and like some of my closest mates in South Africa, so I've been eating biltong for years. And there's some really good stuff. I've just got some stuff there, mate. I just threw it out. It was all mouldy. You know what I mean? It's like 3 days old. And it's paper bag and it's like gone. So and I only ate 3 bases, so if I'm a bit squeezy, didn't notice it was Snow White until over the third go, I was like, that's fucking mold, jeez. But your stuff is top quality, good stuff. So where are you getting that produced, mate? Is it?
So when we first started, we were just like doing it ourselves. Obviously. And then, we bought like a dehydrator and did that. But now we've kind of gone legit. We've had to get like, food licenses and all that type of stuff. So certain things, because we actually get it contract manufactured out to a guy out at Tennyson kind of way out that way where all the warehouses are, fruit markets, industrial up there. So he does that for us. Basically, all we do now is sell the product, and they kind of contract box it up, put it all away for us, and then we kind of get the product and then to sell it. So
there seems to be something in the water over there, like rock leeway. Like the fruit's good. The biltong's good.
Yeah.
So
it's all that flood water over there marinates it.
It's all the sediment. That's good, mate. Because it's and then you've got a big range. How many?
5 flavors. We've got original, smoked chili, chimichurri, and salt and vinegar.
Because it's like, when you're putting in a hectic day, and you just need something. Biltong's always a great go-to.
I think it's the salt.
Yes.
Crave some salt or something savoury or whatever it is.
Well, I remember throwing the idea at Dal. You should start up a bloody, like when you eat biltong, you want a beer. Beer, biltong. It's just like, it's like, I don't know how to stop, Just had 24 beers and 3,000 packs of fucking biltong, and I'm still thirsty. I need more. But it's there is something like and jerky. I never got jerky. It's
it just does your jaw.
Rubber.
It does your jaw, and so I just don't find it's always got sweet tasting. I find the biltong's a bit more kind of like you actually taste the flavour.
I'll let you know now. There's going to be no one who makes jerky that comes on this Farrell Sauna. It's not going to happen. Not on my watch. You go get the bareback, or that's it. Jeez, that's fucking rubber, But no, that's awesome, mate. Because it's like I don't know, we can snack on shit.
100%.
With preservatives. I don't know if you noticed, mate, but I've noticed the body shapes of people now are changing.
Yeah.
And they look like preservative bellies and, just shit food. And
Yeah.
in some ways, even with alcohol, I thank the alcohol companies because they're like the tap beer is full of shit. It's like sulfites, preservatives, and just crap. And so I don't know, if I drink something like that's got something, I'd sort of get reflux straight away.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So just whatever's in it is just it's not natural.
Yeah, right.
And obviously, if you've got a keg and you've got a tap and it sits there for a while, you've got to add preservatives. But it's like I just can't drink tap beer anymore because 9 times out of 10 it's just full of shit. Yeah,
right.
But it's and I don't know, mate. Like you go into these countries too. When you go over to Europe, and do you find that your belly's not yelling at you? Like there's certain countries where the food is just so much better, and you come here, it's like we're kind of going American. There's Taco Bells in every corner, and it's just shit food everywhere. Do you find that?
No, well, I mean, there's always that element of it, but I think because
you can go cider meat pie wherever you go.
You've done it for so long, and also I think because you've always got a tour guide there, someone that you know. You're always getting the best of the best. So you start your team and you're getting the best steak. Fantastic steak. So I think you kind of avoid that. You get very lucky in that sense as well. Right. Also, if I was left to my own devices, you're right. I'd probably buy some chicken off the street. Next thing you know,
not repping that night. There's a bit of food poisoning. Oh, mate. What else do we need to talk about? So the F45 stuff too. So you're doing. You've got a couple of businesses.
3 gyms.
3 gyms.
Yeah.
Where are these gyms at?
Lutwich, Hendra, and Capera.
Are you training at them as well?
Yes. I try to go, but too much other stuff. I try to go, but we just converted them. They were F45s, but then converted 2 at the moment to the gym. It's just called The Gym. Okay. And it's the same type of stuff. It's like, there's resistance training, cardio, all that type of stuff. Same thing, kind of group fitness. So to speak.
Yep.
We've just put a little bit of our own kind of
spin on it.
And idea and do things a little bit differently.
Yep.
With
Dell?
Yeah, with Dal. There's a couple other people involved as well,
Nice.
Well,
mate, look, there's no excuses for anyone. Like, you've got your finger in many pies, so to speak, and you're making it work. And, and then there's the mortgage broking on top of that as well. Yeah. So you've got a lot on the go, mate, a lot on your plate. And then you got bloody death threats from people saying, you didn't call that game properly as well. So, mate, hats off to you for you're doing a stack of shit, but you always come with a smile on your face and a good yarn to tell. So mate, I appreciate for you coming in and do all the deluxe package, mate.
Yeah, full deluxe.
Yeah, and
anyone hasn't done it, get on here and get the full deluxe.
That's it. Yeah. People when they first year, they go, do I have to pay for that? No. Well, we're working up to that, but at the moment, you just do the breath work and the ice bath. You jump in the sauna, and I'm not charging you.
Like a machine, like a little square machine. You walk out and just tap that.
Just tap that on the way out. Yeah, just a little square. Just you got PayPal for it. But if you actually were to do this sort of stuff out in a recovery centre, they'd be like $50-$60. Like I've been to a couple of places that are just
100%.
Charging through the nose, mate.
Deluxe package, 120, mate.
Deluxe package. 60, and then you sit here and you cathartically speak out everything that's going on in your life. Get it all out of the system. Yeah. But what I have noticed, by doing like this is, I think you're going to be episode 34 or 35 or something like that. People do come, and it's been a tough day, and they're a bit dishevelled, and they generally leave a lot calmer. Yeah. And I can see the whites in their eyes again. Yeah, right. So it's like through the breath work, they start to oxygenate the whole body and balance things out again. Yeah. But then jumping in the ice bath and then getting that hot cold thing going on. It's sort of, I don't know, people seem to just relax and chill about it because I don't know, what were your thoughts coming in talking on a podcast today? Like, are you like, fuck, what do I talk about? Or are you nervous? Or are you no. You don't seem to get nervous. You're not that kind of guy.
You have the questions, so I can answer them. So
you're like the referee.
No, I think it's good because it kind of puts you on the spot. I think that's how you get I'm not a believer in sending the questions because you won't get the organic. No. You get the organic answers. You want the
improv.
Yeah, improv. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. No, mate. Look, I totally appreciate your time coming up and doing the deluxe package. And if people want to go check out Bareback Biltong, where are they headed?
Just the website. Barebackbiltong.com.au.
Yep, nice. And mate, we've got a for my sister. We're a family. We're a family run. Thank you.
Yeah.
How are the Thirsty Threads, mate?
Very comfortable.
Very comfortable.
Very comfortable.
Okay, nice.
I did the full deluxe back again.
And that survived.
I was comfortable the whole time.
There you go, Teal.
Yeah.
For you at home,
Yeah.
Thirsty Threads. So jump on Thirsty Threads, the website and Insta, and check them out. I think they've got a discount code on at the moment, so go check them out. But mate, appreciate your time. You're a bloody legend.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, cousin extraordinaire. He's check him out. What are you going to do for what's if you were to do one game? What would be the highlight? Have you done a Blizzard Cup?
Done a Blizzard, yeah.
So what's bigger than that? Or I suppose World Cup?
Yeah, probably a World Cup.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Is that on the goals to?
Oh, whatever.
Whatever comes your way.
Sees my way, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Happy to go with the flow, yeah.
It'll always be that way, mate. I love it. I love you. Thanks, mate. Thanks so much for coming in. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you for the next one.